Buddhism and Minimalism, the power of simplicity and detachment. In a world where consumerism dominates and the pursuit of material wealth seems endless, minimalism has emerged as a powerful antidote to excess. At its core, minimalism promotes the idea of living with less, focusing on what truly matters, and finding contentment in simplicity. Interestingly, the principles of minimalism closely align with the teachings of Buddhism, a philosophy and way of life that has emphasized simplicity and detachment for over 2,500 years. This video will explore how Buddhism teaches the power of simplicity and detachment, how its core principles align with minimalism, and how we can apply these teachings in our daily lives to cultivate peace and fulfillment. Buddhism and the nature of attachment. One of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, anicca. Everything in life is constantly changing: our possessions, relationships, emotions, and even our physical bodies. Despite this, humans tend to cling to material things and experiences, believing that they will bring lasting happiness. This attachment leads to suffering, dukkha, a central theme in the Buddhist teachings. The Buddha identified attachment as one of the root causes of suffering. In the Second Noble Truth, he explains that our craving for material possessions, sensory pleasures, and even certain ideas or beliefs results in dissatisfaction. We continuously chase after things, only to realize that they never truly satisfy us for long. This cycle of desire and disappointment keeps us bound in suffering. Minimalism, much like Buddhism, encourages us to let go of unnecessary attachments and recognize that happiness does not come from external possessions, but from within. By embracing a lifestyle of simplicity, we free ourselves from the burdens of excessive materialism and find deeper contentment. The middle way, a balanced approach. Buddhism teaches the middle way, which advocates for a balanced life that avoids both extreme indulgence and extreme asceticism. Before attaining enlightenment, the Buddha himself experimented with a life of extreme luxury and then extreme deprivation. He realized that neither path led to true happiness and instead found enlightenment by following a moderate and mindful approach. Minimalism echoes this idea by promoting a life of intentionality, keeping only what adds value to our lives and discarding what does not. This does not mean living in deprivation, but rather finding joy in simplicity. It's about owning fewer things, but cherishing them more deeply, reducing distractions, and focusing on what truly matters: our well-being, relationships, and spiritual growth. Detachment and non-attachment. A key Buddhist principle that aligns with minimalism is detachment or non-attachment. However, detachment in Buddhism does not mean renouncing everything or living without emotions. Instead, it means cultivating a mindset where we do not cling to things, people, or outcomes. It is about appreciating what we have without being dependent on them for our happiness. Minimalism applies this principle by encouraging us to reassess our relationship with material possessions. We often hold on to things because of sentimental value, fear of loss, or social expectations. By practicing non-attachment, we learn to let go of what no longer serves us and make room for experiences and connections that truly enrich our lives. Mindfulness and living in the present. Buddhism emphasizes mindfulness, being fully present in each moment without distraction. This practice allows us to appreciate the simple joys of life, such as a quiet morning, a deep conversation, or the beauty of nature. When we are mindful, we are not constantly seeking more. We are content with what is here and now. Minimalism complements this by encouraging us to slow down and focus on the essentials. In a world driven by consumerism, and instant gratification, practicing mindfulness helps us become more aware of our choices and habits. Instead of mindlessly accumulating possessions, we make intentional decisions that align with our values. The practice of generosity dana. In Buddhism, generosity dana is one of the most important virtues. The act of giving, whether material or non-material, fosters a sense of connection and reduces our attachment to possessions. When we give freely, we break the illusion that material things define our happiness. This practice also teaches us gratitude and humility, reinforcing the idea that true wealth lies in our ability to share. Minimalism promotes a similar mindset by encouraging us to declutter and donate items we no longer need. By simplifying our lives, we can be more generous with our time, resources, and energy. Instead of being consumed by acquiring more, we can focus on giving and contributing to the well-being of others. Simplicity as a path to inner peace. Many Buddhist monks and practitioners live by the principle of simplicity, not as a rule, but as a natural outcome of their spiritual practice. When we simplify our lives, we eliminate distractions and create space for inner peace. This does not mean we must all become monks, but rather that we can integrate simplicity into our daily lives in a way that aligns with our personal circumstances. Living simply means prioritizing what truly matters: our health, relationships, and spiritual well-being. It means reducing unnecessary clutter, both physically and mentally, and embracing a lifestyle that fosters clarity and peace. When we let go of excess, we make room for meaning and fulfillment. Applying Buddhist minimalism in daily life. If you are inspired by the teachings of Buddhism and minimalism, here are a few practical steps to incorporate them into your life. Practice mindful consumption before purchasing something. Ask yourself if it is truly necessary or if it aligns with your values. Declutter regularly. Let go of items that no longer serve a purpose. Donate, recycle, or repurpose them to benefit others. Focus on experiences over possessions. Invest in experiences that bring joy and growth, rather than accumulating material goods. Cultivate gratitude. Appreciate what you already have rather than constantly seeking more. Practice non-attachment. Enjoy things without becoming overly dependent on them for happiness. Give generously. Share your time, resources, and kindness with others. Live simply. Reduce distractions and embrace a lifestyle that promotes inner peace and contentment. Conclusion. Buddhism and minimalism both teach that happiness does not come from external possessions, but from within. By embracing simplicity and detachment, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and cultivate a more meaningful life. The teachings of the Buddha provide a timeless guide to living mindfully, appreciating what we have, and letting go of what holds us back. Incorporating these principles into our lives allows us to experience greater peace, freedom, and joy. By letting go of excess and focusing on what truly matters, we align ourselves with the wisdom of Buddhism and the power of minimalism. May we all find contentment in simplicity and cultivate a life of mindfulness and fulfillment. If you would like to learn about Buddhism, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Share your ideas with us by leaving a comment. Namo Buddhaya.